Queen Camilla's had a difficult couple of weeks because look, she's got this honorary doctorate for literature, which is wonderful, but also she's had her chest infection, which has kept her out of several engagements, back this week, and she's also had the sad news of her dog Beth has died. I mean, what do you think about? You know Camilla quite well. How will she have been affected by the death of Beth, her rescue dog?
Well, first and foremost, the chest infection, I think she must have picked that up in Samoa because the heavy rain and the humidity. But the fact is that she missed the Remembrance Day Services, both at the Albert Hall and the Cenotaph. And now that, for her to miss those, and obviously the reason was because she's coughing all the time. She didn't want to embarrass anybody by cough, and the fact she's probably infectious. That would have been a tragic, but of course, losing that dog. I mean, it was a rescue dog. It was Jack Russell, and it was one of, I think, Beth and Bluebell. And I remember once seeing them on an engagement down in Wiltshire, and the lady that walks them every day came along to see the Queen doing this engagement. And when she got out of the car and saw the dogs, she went over and petted the dogs, and it made a better picture than the rest of the engagement. So, yeah, I mean, they were special to her and also to the King. I mean, the King absolutely loves animals, I mean, he had a Jack Russell, Tigger. I remember seeing him kiss his gun dog, Harvey, who he absolutely worshipped. And of course, always feeding polo ponies his sugar after the games. I've seen him with llamas in New Zealand. I've even seen him stroke a lizard in the Cayman Islands, and even with a parrot on his arm, with a parrot exploding with his feathers all over the place. I mean, he just loves animals, and I think, one of the great joys was with the dogs when they would be walking up in Balmoral, the dogs would be with them, and of course he's always had animals, as the late Queen had many dogs, but Camilla would be upset because it was. She got it from Battersea Dogs Home, didn't she? It was a rescue dog, but she would be upset about that. I mean, my children have dogs, and when the dog eventually goes, because it doesn't have a long life, there is a lot of sadness in the family, and I imagine it'd be the same there for her.
So the royal family have we know that the late Queen. When you think of the Queen, you think of corgis.
We do, yeah.
You think of how many corgis she had, since childhood up to when some of them sadly died in the later years.
Yeah.
But Beth and Bluebell, I think she's left with Bluebell now.
Yeah.
Are those dogs kind of seared on the public consciousness as much as the corgis? She did have Beth and Bluebell sewn into a coronation gown.
Oh, she actually did.
Yeah,
the
coronation
gown,
didn't she? So
well, that would be definitely our Queen would do something like that, our Queen Camilla. But I mean, the Queen's dogs. I mean, at Sandringham, there's the dogs' graveyard where they're all buried. I mean, it was a big thing, and of course, seeing the Queen walking with her dogs, snapping and slapping. And I once asked, why does the late Queen love dogs so much? Because they don't know she's the Queen. I think that's a very nice answer. And of course, Queen Camilla, she just country woman, country lady, and will probably always had dogs all her life, and probably will go back to Battersea and get a replacement when she gets over the loss of Beth.
Well, I was thinking that surely that is the next step. I know when you lose a pet or you lose an animal, sometimes it's hard to replace.
Yeah.
Because you don't want to replace immediately because you want to, remember the pet you've got. But surely we'll be called down for a press day where she gets a new dog. Because I do remember, I think, do you remember there's some wonderful footage of, I think she was there with Beth, where there was a sausage on a curtain, I think, when she was opening in a new building, and she got Beth to pull the sausage on the curtain to unveil the plaque. So there's some wonderful memories.
Yeah. Oh, yeah, no, it would be great. I mean, no, dogs in the royal family, I mean, it's always been the same. In fact, when the Duke of Edinburgh, when his last dog died, asked if he'd get another one, he said, no, because I won't last as long as the dog, and I do not want to, and he wouldn't take a dog in his latter years. So they've been associated with those all their life. And of course, horses, of course, and, they all ride and they all take part in these different, sports. Prince Charles played polo for years, and always the picture was not them playing polo, scoring a goal, or it was him feeding the polo ponies at the end, which of course he loved doing. So, I'm sorry for our poor Queen losing her dog, but it wasn't very well. It was very ill, and she did the proper thing.
How do you think she'll be feeling, do you think?
I think she'll look. It's a tough job she's doing now. She's now the queen of our country, and her main role is obviously to support the king, and she will be getting on with it now. She'll be back to work now, and she's back at work now, and she'll be thinking about what she's doing. But at the same time, when she gets a moment, I think she'll be popping down to Battersea and probably find a replacement.
Look forward to it. But good news for her, she has been awarded with an honorary doctorate for literature.
Yeah, that's right.
She got this gong actually from Princess Anne. Gave it to her this week. Would that cheer her up? Do you think that's important for her to personally get it? But also, why does she get an honorary doctorate?
Well, because she does care about literature. Now, I've been with her when she's been reading to schools, encouraging schools to read. I've been in prisons with her where she's been with prisoners, making sure that they learn to read and reading to them. And it's a massive thing in her life, reading and literature, and people to engage with books. Too much now is TV. But and you and I know what a good book is wonderful. She tries to encourage that, and for that encouragement, she's been awarded this honorary doctorate, which I think is well deserved. Personally, I mean, she just cares so much about it, and now somebody cares about her enough to give her this honorary doctorate.
But do you think she deserves it? I mean,
I do. Yes, yeah. I do. I really do. I think I think what this woman has achieved in such a. I mean, they've been married 19 years now. I think it's in April next year. It's 20th anniversary. I hope he remembers it, the King. But in that 20 years, she's gone from zero to sort of, I imagine, it's about 80% positive as far as the people are concerned. I mean, she is much loved now, but she does work hard. She does care. When the King was taken ill earlier this year, lots of engagement she carried out on her own, and in fact she changed dates so that she could be there, and people would not be disappointed to lose their royal visit. So this woman is a powerful person in the life of the royal family now. She is certainly there to support her husband, but mostly hardworking, and I'm so impressed with the way she does it. And I mean, she's 77 now, and most people would be retired now, but she's just done this long trip to Australia and Samoa, and she did it with a smile on her face all the way through.
Yeah, we saw you talk about the last day on Samoa. That might be when she got the chest infection.
Probably
she was smiling through the rain, wasn't she, on Samoa?
And also the humidity, the humidity was awful, yeah.